Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're live in Studio 109. This is Jamie and Joe Show. I'm your host, Jamie Dorley, with the co-host, the one and only, the godfather of nutrition, Joe Messino. Welcome back, Joe.
Well, we're back, and this is another edition of the longest-running episodic duo healthy talk show anywhere, on the air, anywhere in the world today, and multiple-time winner of...
The most entertaining.
Always the most
entertaining. Don't you like to learn more when you're being entertained, Joe?
I love to be entertained.
Well, good. You can entertain me today. How's that?
Right.
So we're talking about Q2 2024 focus, April, May, and June. Mm-hmm. You did an incredible job educating me and everybody on bone joint inflammation and how that inflammatory process could be from a structural issue or systemic, leading into immune dysfunction with a much higher risk of allergies.
Absolutely. They're all tied together, Jamie. All leading to this.
All leading to the ultimate concern, right, which is cardiovascular disease.
Right.
Now we're having a high incidence of heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, you name it.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be all you worried about was, you had heart disease, you had cardiovascular. Now we have myocarditis. It's taking front and center all over the world.
Yeah, and it's happening now to not only seniors, but also younger, healthy adults.
Yes.
In fact, one of my clients, she sent me a great report. It showed in the last 40 years, there was an average of about 28 per year, which I thought was a lot. Cardiac events for healthy athletes up to 40 years of age.
Yeah.
But you think about in the world, okay, 28. She said in 2022, in 1 year, Joe, there was more cardiac events in a healthy athletic population than the previous 40 years combined. 1,756 events.
No, it's just not.
And
right.
healthy athletes in the teenage to 40 years of age.
We always got to ask the question, why?
Great question.
Why? How did that happen? Where is this coming from? And this says it all, The Secret Killer.
Yeah, in this magazine, do they even make magazines anymore?
I don't know if they do.
This is like 20 years ago. I remember it. Actually,
2004, yes.
I figured 3 or 4, yeah. But yeah, they're talking about the silent killer. Why is that? Because you don't really have any symptoms of inflammation, right?
Yeah, this is that systemic inflammation that we talked about with SPMs particularly. And this is something that'll just sneak up on you. And then that's when, you hear that someone that'll say, oh, it came out of nowhere. No, it didn't. It's been building for your lifetime.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about, this whole issue with inflammation, oxidation, and leading to immune dysfunction, right? So when we first talking about these topics, it was like, let's look at what's causing them. And then more importantly, a strategy. Of course, the lifestyle, our NF for Life program, is still the foundation of it all. We actually call it the foundation.
That's
so
right.
What are those foundations that people can do today, Joe, to get some positive results?
It's very simple. I mean, it may not be easy for some people, but it is simple. And it's daily activities. It's how well do you sleep? How well do you eat? How well do you move? How well do you excrete? All of the daily functions that you should be going through, these are the things that you have to address first before you do anything else, James.
Yeah, and do people move, right? In the last 4 or 5 years, what's happened is that people were quarantined, they were on lockdown, they were scared, they were fearful. So a lot of people stayed in. And it seemed like the only restaurants open were the fast food ones.
Oh, not only were they open, Jamie, but instead of having to go to the drive-thru, you could have it delivered right to your door.
Yeah, so you can lock down, stay in the house, get this junk food delivered to your house. Lack of activity, fresh air, socialization, laughter, movement, all the things our bodies made to do were restricted. And now we've come on the other end of it, and now we're sicker than we've ever been.
Yeah, we're seeing the effects of it.
So we got some really innovative nutraceuticals, right, that can help you out based on really what the challenge is. So what are we trying to improve in the body will determine how you customize the program, because these are customized for people based on what their goals are, their current condition, their genetics, and really addressing the underlying issues, which are nutritional deficiencies, stress, toxicity, and of course genetics. So let's talk about cardiovascular disease, right?
Yeah.
First of all, let's look at energy, not only for the muscles, but your heart's a muscle, your brain, your liver, and cardiovascular disease is not just in the heart,
No.
right? It's throughout the body. So let's talk about how do we help produce energy, and why is the energy so low to begin with?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite category of all 12 solution guides that we have, wellness solutions, because the formulas are so powerful. And I think that they address exactly what we need when it comes to cardiovascular health. You ever hear the term ebb and flow? Well,
Yeah.
we're going to modify it to call it energy and flow, right?
Oh.
Because that's how we need to address it, two different ways. As you said, the heart is a muscle. Never stops. It's the only muscle in your body that works every single minute of your life.
And what's interesting is I see a lot of connection between what you're presenting here with the heart, with the brain,
Yeah.
the liver, and the skeletal muscle, because they're all muscle.
All
right?
muscle.
They all need ATP production, the
Yes.
preferred energy source of muscles. They all have issues with circulation and energy production. So I know we're focusing more on the heart, but folks, this applies to any system in the body, right? So let's hear about the energy production. Why is this so important?
Because without it, the heart doesn't work. And once that happens, there's not many options. No, you have to have the energy for your heart first, and then the rest of the muscles in the body. If you go back to like statin use, Jamie, just for example, what is one of the adverse effects people complained about the most? Pain in like their legs, largest muscles in the body, right? So
Why is that?
because the statin, as it's reducing and stopping the production of cholesterol, it's stopping the production of this vital, life-giving nutrient, coenzyme Q10.
Yeah, and we're stopping energy production. So I always say to people, shut off half the power in your house. Could you tell the difference?
I think you could.
Yeah, that's what the statins are doing. They're
That's
shutting
what they're
down
doing.
about half the production of CoQ10 in your body. So that's a great starting point. So enter CoQ10. Tell me a little more about that.
Yes, enter CoQ10. Well, my Desert Island supplement, my absolute favorite, and I won't go without it. It's 300 milligrams of CoQ10. Jamie, when we first started in this industry, most dosages of CoQ10 were around 30.
30, yeah.
Right? 30, maybe 50 if you were lucky. But no, we now know that most adults need a minimum of 1 to 200 milligrams, minimum. Okay, if you have any kind of active lifestyle, you need more. So 300 of CoQ10 and 300 of our other favorite nutrient, dimethylglycine, all in one chewable tablet.
Interesting you start with this because it's one of the first things I take every morning. I do at least 2 every morning. So I'm getting 6 and 6. Some days, if I'm a little more sore, tired, or have a bigger day, I'll take 3. So at least 2 almost every morning, Joe. I love how you start with enter CoQ10. In fact, one of our classic case studies on Parkinson's, they incorporate enter CoQ10 at
That's right.
4 up to 8 per day. So
That's
safe and effective. Let's hear about CardioStack.
Well, I love this formula because this one gives us energy from 3 different sources. And you get maximum energy output to the cardiovascular, the heart system, the heart particularly. First one is L-carnitine. And I'm not talking about a couple hundred milligrams here, Jamie. We're talking about 1,800 milligrams of L-carnitine per dose of CardioStack. And then we added in DMG, and we add CoQ10 on top of that. So now you have a trifecta of energy-producing superstar ingredients.
Yeah, what does the L-carnitine do in the body? Because I see a lot of times it's actually used for fat burning and weight
Right.
loss. So how does it work in the body?
It's helping your body convert that fat into usable energy.
Well, that's great then.
And then the ATP, which is where the energy is, it converts it to that. The CoQ10 delivers it.
So the CardioStack will actually take fat out of the blood, convert it to ATP, drive it into cells for energy without affecting the essential nervous system.
No, not one bit.
What a great formula.
Great
So I love
formula.
CardioStack. I love enter CoQ10. Now we have Power Fuel.
How can it get any better? Well, it just did. It just did. Power Fuel is a unique formula, Jamie. Its initial formulation was a mitochondrial repair formula. When we brought it in first, it had all the components for repairing mitochondria. So that would be using energy from a simple sugar called D-ribose. That is, the moment you ingest it, the body takes it in as energy. Okay? And then we have also CoQ10 in there as well. We also have L-carnitine in there as well. DMG was in there and malic acid to reduce lactic acid buildup. And there was a few other nutrients. But then, someone came in to Jamie and said, Jamie, you need an electrolyte formula. And he said, oh, okay. And then someone came in and said, well, you know what? We really need to boost nitric oxide. Maybe you need that in the powder too.
What do we do?
We put all three in one. That's right. So now Power Fuel is a mitochondrial repair. It is a nitric oxide boosting, and it's an electrolyte replenishing formula, all in one delicious
And
powder.
can I let you in on a secret, Joe?
Uh-huh.
Currently being used by the New York Yankees.
Yes, exactly. It's
So,
that good.
Great formulation. It's great for inhibiting lactic acid buildup, so you can work out longer and harder. Your recovery is there, circulation, ATP production, electrolytes. It is an all-in-one formula, and you can mix and match these to create some nice bundles, really to create the energy you need.
Yeah, absolutely. This is energy times 3 right here. You can't go wrong. Pick what you like. You want a chewable? You want a powder? You want a capsule? We got all 3.
I love it. So we got the nutrients to help build the energy and not only the heart, but the brain, the liver, all your skeletal muscle. The one I'm really excited about is blood flow circulation.
Yes.
Right? So really nice protocol here. Let's start with the CircuCore because I've had a lot of people concerned about circulation, right? Strokes, blood clots, those types of things going on right now.
Yep.
So let's hear about CircuCore.
Yeah, CircuCore is designed to increase vasodilation. This is open up the blood vessels so you have better blood flow, better delivery of nutrients, better oxygen production in the body. All of that comes from some major ingredients. And again, this was, before we revamped Power Fuel, we needed a nitric oxide formula, right?
It's like Power Fuel in a cap.
In a capsule. So you've got the necessary nutrients, beetroot powder, L-citrulline, and L-arginine. These are the 3 major components to help the body produce nitric oxide. But then...
Don't get too excited, Joe.
Then
here he goes.
Here it comes. We had to make it a little bit better, and boy, did we. We added Activin grapeseed extract. Now, this is a patented research trademark.
This is one of your favorites, Joe, because you talked about Activin for over 10 years.
Maybe longer than that, Jay. Yeah, I love it. It's the most powerful grapeseed extract out
It was
there.
actually compared head-to-head against vitamin A,
Yeah.
vitamin C, and vitamin E. And then those 3 together, and Activin still outperformed all 3 of those as an antioxidant. So really therapeutic results.
And let's talk about why it helps this formula so much. If you're going to increase blood flow, increase vasodilation, now you want to make sure that the walls, the artery walls that are going to carry it are as strong as they can be, and that's what this will do.
Yeah, because people may not realize when the artery walls get weak, then cholesterol comes by to patch them up. And that's where it leads to the cholesterol buildup, the plaque formation. So we want to make the arteries strong so we don't have to patch them up.
Exactly. Keep that reinforced. The integrity of the cardiovascular system is addressed with this.
Yeah, one of my favorite herbs over the years has been hawthorn.
Oh man, it's been around forever, right?
It's a great. Used to call it the heart tonic, right? Really helps for circulation, for recovery, exercise, and muscle function, and again, artery blood flow. Right. That's really the key here. Is that viscosity. Of course, the folate and vitamin C, 2 great support nutrients. So I love it. I call it Power Fuel in a capsule.
Yes, it is.
And it works so well. So speaking of Power Fuel, let's hear about this one a little bit more with the really breakdown of the ingredients, which I love ribose.
Yes, D-ribose, very, not well known, in the industry. But the thing is, it's an immediate energy source. The moment you ingest it, your body converts it to ATP for energy. And the use of D-ribose, L-carnitine, and CoQ10 together just so happened to form the backbone of the one functional cardiologist in this country who redefined it. That's Dr. Steven Sinatra.
Well, your research, I'll tell you what, very impressive. I love the formulations you help come up with. These are therapeutic ingredients in a powder. It would be too many to put in a capsule, right?
Oh, much too many.
Of course, we didn't stop there. We added DMG.
It's got to be in there.
Of course, it's in all of our formulations, especially ones that are trying to increase ATP production, energy, cellular energy, recovery, immune function. And this goes all the way back to the Eastern European athletes back in the 50s and 60s who were using DMG to really help support
That's right.
energy and recovery.
Yep.
But one of the key things that we added to this years ago was the malic acid.
Mm-hmm.
When you take malic acid and magnesium together, they actually work in concert so that you don't increase lactic acid buildup. Not only an athlete, what about somebody who has polymyalgia or fibromyalgia? Their muscles are actually sore or tender to the point.
All the time. And when you see the term hypoxic conditions, that means low oxygen, right? And that's what this is going to address as well.
Who else would have low oxygen in the last few years?
Everybody that wore a face diaper.
Yeah, so you have a lot of conditions like that. You have a lot of restrictions on energy. People may not be taking deeper breaths like they should be. And maybe they're suffering from something like fibro. We had a young lady that comes into the wellness center. She calls it her miracle powder. Because she had fibro, and one day, after the recommendation from Mike Gallagher, she actually got improvement. She could not believe it.
That's right.
So sometimes that's how deficient people are, and that's how impactful it can be, just that one formulation. Some of the support nutrients like rhodiola for the immune system and the enzymes to inhibit, again, all that inflammation going on. Really a nice formulation, one of my favorites.
I mean, any heart patient whatsoever, this should be part of their daily routine. And most people, anybody that's an athlete, anybody that moves, anyone that feels, not at their par, this is going to help.
And the beet powder, the nitric oxide boosters like citrulline, arginine, taurine, plus the electrolytes, all in one formulation. Great for pre or post activity. And I also use it acutely. Sometimes, in the spring or summer, you may go on vacation.
How about when you climbed Camelback Mountain? Did it come in handy then?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, it really helped. I was very sore after that climbing up the mountain. Of course, I went up the advanced side, not like some people. I wasn't wearing Capezios either, Joe, but I was able to get up there, and it was quite the climb. But also, like springtime or summer, maybe you work in the yard using muscles you don't normally use.
Yeah.
You go on vacation, you're doing kayaking you don't normally do. You can have some delayed onset acute muscle soreness, right? So I actually use Power Fuel with 2 scoops. I put it in my shaker bottle with ice and water, and I just sip it in the afternoon, maybe take a little nap, and I'm feeling about 100%
that's
when I'm
a perfect
done.
example of fortified water, right? Yep. You're going to drink it. And, we do have a couple of surgeons that have used this formula pre- and post-operative as well to help repair the mitochondria.
Well, it can come in handy in a lot of ways. It's safe for kids, teenagers, adults, and seniors.
Oh, yeah.
Very easy to take. You can actually fortify your protein shake with something like Power Fuel. A great way to recover or get ready for the workout. So one of our top 12 formulas that most of our team may not be aware of is our Cholesterol Red. Dr. Richard Silver, a DO who's a functional medicine doctor, really talks about the importance of an approach with Cholesterol Red. He's been a transitional medical doctor, right? So a lot of his friends are still allopathic. And he says the prescribing of not only blood pressure meds, but also the statin medications, he says is really affecting a lot of his colleagues' patients, right? They're not getting the results they would because they're going for something that's going to create a lot more side effects. You had mentioned cutting down 50% of your CoQ10 production. So, folks, statins could be highly dangerous. Has cardiovascular disease declined?
No.
You would think with the increase in statin consumption, that cardiovascular disease.
But you know what has happened? With the increased use of statins, low testosterone, because without cholesterol you can't
dementia.
Make it. Dementia has increased, low testosterone, and vitamin D deficiency because you need cholesterol to convert the sun's rays.
So let's talk about modulating cholesterol production. Right. And not only that, what about the other ones? LDL, HDL, lipoic proteins, you have triglycerides. So it's more than just cholesterol. It's one of many molecules that play a really important role ultimately in hormone production.
Yes.
So when you're dropping cholesterol levels too low, folks, you're going to affect your hormones. It's probably the last thing you want to do. And now they've actually approved statin drugs for as young as 8 years of age. Do you know that? I know you have a granddaughter that's older than 8.
Oh, yes.
So let's break down some of the ingredients and why we took this comprehensive approach, Joe.
Okay, so Cholesterol Red is the perfect example of addressing cholesterol from the proper standpoint, and that is preventing it from oxidizing in the body. Because that's, like you mentioned earlier, that's when it becomes a problem. When it's around too long, your body can't process it and it oxidizes. That's when it starts clogging things up. This formula uses a multiple faceted approach to preventing the oxidation of the cholesterol the way you should address it.
Yeah, I love the red yeast rice because it's actually a natural form of what they would consider statins.
Right. This is a
It
food,
helps to
though.
modulate the cholesterol production
Right.
without shutting it off.
Yes.
And it's been very effective, even in the dosing that we're using, right? You don't need tremendous dosing on every ingredient. The phytosterols, I love this compound. It's really done a nice job with not only cholesterol, but also intestinal tract support. The polycostinol is interesting. That was actually brought to the market right around 2002. And what they found is that it works on the production of cholesterol at night.
Oh, okay.
So it helped modulate.
And since it's a hormone,
Yeah.
that's when it's being produced.
Yeah, so polycostinol by itself can have moderate to sometimes pretty good results on lowering cholesterol. So we're talking anywhere between 20 and up to 40 points.
Jamie, this is a perfect example of nutrients that were used independently
Yes.
over all those years.
What about niacin? My medical
Niacin,
doctor,
yes.
my cholesterol was 181, my old doctor. He still suggests, he goes, I know, I'm not going to. I said, Doc, it's 181. He said, all right, how about niacin? I said, okay. I said, it's ready.
It's a vitamin.
Yeah, it's already, we have it. The Google lipids is actually really good, like you said, lipid peroxidation. Explain why that works so well.
Okay, so in other words, this is when you have cholesterol circulating through the bloodstream, it's going to do its job. Now your body needs to excrete it back to the liver to be eliminated from the body, right? On the HDL lipoprotein, high density lipoprotein.
And it's not good and
Right.
bad cholesterol.
No.
They both have important
No.
functions in
Yes.
the body. You
Yes.
just need them in the right ratio.
Yes. And so the Google lipid actually enhances that process so that it does not allow the cholesterol to oxidize. Therefore, you can get it back to the liver and excrete it.
Great. And we didn't stop there. So we did put the CoQ10 in here. Not only
Sure.
CoQ10, but a PRT version of it, the microactive. And they found that it's actually more absorbable and more bioavailable than CoQ10. 3 times better absorbed, 2 times better absorbed than solubilized CoQ10 soft gels. And it's a double CoQ10 levels from baseline after 3 weeks in 100% of users.
Mm-hmm.
So they're able to double it after 3 weeks. So all in there. We talked a lot about the Enter-CoQ10,
Yes.
of course, earlier. We talked about the importance of modulating not only the cholesterol, but blood pressure. So hypertension is probably one of the most common medications people use.
Yes.
You often see people going on an ACE inhibitor, maybe a diuretic, right? So there's multiple ways to modulate hypertension. However, we've been using a formula that's been around for over 2,000 years, longer than me and you have been around.
The longest one there is, yes.
And it's called 7 Flowers. We've got, since I met Doc years ago, he's been using 7 Flowers. I love it because they're little micro pellets. You dissolve them under the tongue and swallow. But this is actually the original Chinese formula of the 7 Flowers, which are really calming, and that they're great for eye pressure, blood pressure, and stress.
Yes, it's a great formula from the Blue Flower family. This, is, like you said, has been tried and true for thousands of years. Very safe.
Yeah, and you
Very
can get
effective.
results on as little as 3.
Yeah.
Some people use 6, 9, or even up to 12 a day. Safe and effective, very inexpensive to use.
Yes, very.
And the results, we usually see about 80% of people have dramatic changes in blood pressure.
And I like how you mentioned eye pressure on this too, because we've had a lot of anecdotal evidence to show that that's what was causing a lot of problems, not just with vision, but with pressure and headaches in the head.
Headaches, absolutely. So there's our protocol for cardiovascular issues. So we got helping with energy,
and flow.
right? Helping
Right.
with flow. And I love some of the formulas you went over, Joe. So thanks so much. Incredible Q2 2024. We're talking bone joint inflammation leading to a compromised immune system, high risk of allergies, and then ultimately cardiovascular issues and cardiovascular disease. So incredible job,
Rounds it
Joe.
up. Great.
Our Director of Education, the Godfather of Nutrition, Joe Messino. Thanks so much for really helping us not only internally, but all of our doctors throughout the country. You're definitely a blessing to our community. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Thanks to
Thank
Philly
you.
Phil doing a great job this quarter. And thanks to all you for all your trust and support in Nutritional Frontiers. Let's have a great spring and summer season. Thank you, and God bless.